This dog was known to be incredibly dangerous. Even trained soldiers were terrified of it. For everyone's safety, they kept a muzzle strapped to its mouth and locked it inside a heavy steel cage. One day, however, a soldier named Michael decided to test the rumors. Ignoring the warnings, he stepped into the cage. The dog immediately stood up, muscles tense and eyes sharp, ready to attack. Moving slowly, Michael reached out his hand to touch it. To his surprise, the dog didn't move or growl. He gently stroked its fur and said to his fellow soldier, "See, he's not that bad." But the moment he relaxed, the dog suddenly lunged at him, making Michael stumble back in terror. Terrified, Michael threw the dog into a military vehicle and decided to take it far away from the base. Even inside the car, the animal kept snarling viciously. After a while, it grew tired and went silent, but Michael stayed tense, afraid of what it might do next. He quickly called his commanding officer to report the situation. The officer explained, "That's not an ordinary dog. It's a combat-trained K9. During one of our missions, its handler was killed right in front of it. Ever since then, the dog's gone rogue and attacks anyone who gets near." Determined to calm it down, Michael decided to bring the dog to its handler's grave, hoping it might recognize the scent and find peace. But before he could get there, the dog started growling again, thrashing violently inside the cage. Michael tried to speak to it gently, but it refused to settle until the car came to a stop. Gathering his courage, Michael removed the muzzle and slowly opened the cage door. The dog instantly began barking aggressively, so he shut it again and went to a nearby store to grab supplies. When he returned, the scene shocked him. The cage was torn apart, and then the seats inside his car were shredded to pieces. Michael stuffed a sausage with a tranquilizer and tossed it to the dog. Within minutes, the animal fell unconscious, allowing Michael to finally breathe a sigh of relief. That night, they stopped at a small village to rest. Watching the sleeping dog, Michael started feeling guilty. When he offered it food, the tranquilizer had left the dog too weak to even lift its head, so it ate slowly while lying down. The sight softened Michael's heart. He sat beside it and tried feeding it with his hands, but the dog turned away. It still didn't trust him. By morning, Michael noticed the dog hadn't had a single drop of water. He opened his own bottle to drink, but before he could, the dog snatched it right from his hand. Michael let out a nervous laugh and spoke softly, trying to regain its trust, but the dog remained distant. Then suddenly, the dog's behavior changed. It became alert and restless, ears perked up, as if it had sensed danger. Before Michael could react, the dog bolted out of the vehicle and sprinted toward the forest. Panicked, Michael jumped out and ran after it, not realizing this was only the beginning of what awaited him.